Welcome back. Our guest this morning is Senator Babajide Omoworare, Senior Special Assistant to the President on National Assembly Matters. And ADAH has joined us on the line. ADAH
Yes,
or Agadima?
Good morning,
Good morning.
It's well.
It is well.
Calling from George, as it says, Senator Babajide, I salute you.
I salute you, ma.
Ahmed Bola Tinubu, as Asiwaju emerging, it's not a surprise. And I've always said the time to remember that I know he can deliver. That one is not in doubt. It's not a disputable whatever. But what I don't like is this idea of, even if they have been doing well, why is it called election? If there's no need for election, then let's just tell them to win, you know? Because I can't understand it. From the conversation going on, from even what your guest, Senator Babajide has said, you know, and then what some of the callers said, you know, what am I trying to say here? All the contestants in that election, their allegations, whether their mother is Igbo or whether their mother is from Okomata, doesn't matter. You know, all I want to say is that let INEC, you know, conduct an election that meets, if it cannot meet international standards, let it meet a national standard that is in line with our own electoral act, you know. That is the important thing. It doesn't matter who emerges at the end, provided it's fair and fair. What I've been watching on television, I'm just telling Babajide and Mr. Yori, if you have a way of reaching out to them, it is scary. Lagos is scary. Port Harcourt is scary. Kano is scary. The kind of utterances coming out from this particular stage. The police, the establishment should be up and doing those. We don't have to lose life because they want to do elections. You see them coming on television, warning from ethnic groups. If you do what you did last time, you will see what we do to you. What is happening? It's not right.
No, that's on social media.
You know, apart from social media, on television, the guest, just like the way your guest is here, was saying it, that they shouldn't, I watched it. Okay. I wrote it down in my diary and everything. They said they shouldn't do what they did, otherwise they'll see what will happen. Then the other one, the other member of the party came on television too and reported and also replied and told them, come out. It was that day I knew his mother was Igbo. You know, he said it too. You see what I'm saying? What is happening? He said they should come out. They have also made their own arrangements for security since the government doesn't want to secure them. Is that right? Talk about what is happening. And everybody is keeping quiet. Then
okay.
You keep people.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for calling in. But when you say everybody is keeping quiet, you know, I was speaking with a friend, well, you know, we were on social media together, and I made the observation that, look, some of these messages that are flying about social media, they're coming because we're operating from a position of absolutely no regulation or control. And people are putting out individual messages that nobody sent them. It's unfortunate, but I was observing that the security services must be seeing these things, and they will know the right thing to do to sort of put everybody into the right perspective.
It's unfortunate. I said it earlier on. I've tried my own humanly possible best to avoid these ethno-religious issues. One. Secondly, we're all related in Nigeria, one way or the other. You'll have somebody you are related to, whether by faith or by race or by ethnic. So it shouldn't make any difference.
Or by marriage.
Or by marriage.
You know.
I have nieces and nephews that are Igbos. There is no, that's the way it's supposed to be. They're supposed to be married across Nigeria. But so that's why I've avoided it. I've decided to just concentrate on speaking about the facts and the figures as it's out there. The National Assembly has tried like 2-3 times to put in place mechanism, an act to regulate social media, and the National Assembly has always been faced with obstacles. People thinking the government wants to emasculate the system. But from what we are seeing, what people should not say, people are now saying it. Hatred.
And there's a lot of that.
A lot. They're just too, you just open a WhatsApp group, and that's the only thing you see.
Yeah.
And they just keep spreading and forwarding it.
And the two of them seem to be going at each other. You know. FIDEL in OWERRI. Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much, Chief FIDEL Onyeneke. And I want to appreciate what you are discussing. To quickly say that Nigerians need to learn lessons from this last Saturday's election, both positive and negative lessons. And the media, yes, conventional media may have done their best, but everything was worsened by the social media. They kept peddling false information, fake information, enough to incite violence, incite problem, and so on in this country. So that is the problem. People should know that desperation should be out of the whole thing. A situation where you are in a contest, there must be a loser, there must be a winner. All that we need to do is to guide our utterances so that we will not worsen already an existing bad situation. The truth is that now that there are litigations, people have gone to court and so on, nobody should stop them. Allow the court to carry out its processes, while at the same time, let the positive things be that there must be a government, and whatever advice we have to provide to make things work well, this is the time to do it, while the legal tussles and issues continue. Thank you, and God bless you. I'm Fidel Onyeneke.
Thank you very much, Chief Fidel, for calling in. There is a sense in which we need to all calm down. Because what is happening, social media, you know, when Lai Mohammed, the Minister of Information, when he tried to come into the whole matter about regulation of the social media, you know, there was an outcry.
Yes.
And, you know, at the end, they had to say, well, subject to, you know, certain conditionalities, you know, it's back open again. But look, the problem with social media, if really that is the word, if it is a problem, is that it's free for anybody to do just what they want on. So an individual with his own bigoted ideas, unfortunately, will be able to travel thousands into thousands of phones, and it might then seem as if that is some sort of a legitimate or even a general opinion, which mostly it is not. It's one guy, one individual, using the power of social media to spread these messages.
It makes almost everyone a journalist, a photojournalist, a correspondent,
yes,
an editor,
and a
publisher,
a publisher
at the same time.
At the same time.
And you know, and the thing is pushed out there, and it just becomes like a plague. It just goes everywhere, and so we have to do something about it, whether we like it or not.
Indeed.
Social media was not there when Lee Kuan Yew was in Singapore as the Prime Minister. Even as sitting Prime Minister, he made sure when it comes to libel issues, he will go to court and ensure he gets judgment. Do you understand? And they will tell him, look, this guy is supposed to be a small fry. He said, no, I want to make a point.
Yeah.
So that there will not be a repeat. You know, if you don't do that, you don't deter others from doing it.
Indeed.
So that was the whole essence. I know at least 3 senators that tried it. Each time they tried it, these were not government measures. These were not executive bills. I don't want to mention the names of the senators. The first one tried it, brought a bill, it was knocked down. They said, no, civil society said, you want to muzzle this, you want to do this, and it went back. You know, everybody would just shrink back, we go back into the shell. The second one, the third one. Here we are. People will just even show things that should not be shown.
Dangerous utterances. You know, okay, Mazi OKOROAFOR in AROCHUKWU. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Babajide.
Thank you very much. Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir, brother. You see, sometimes when I see this social media stuff, I start laughing. It just look like a propaganda of a civil war. You know, during that civil war time, there was a lot of after I'm dealing with later follow across them and the rest. There were a lot of all these issues. Although that one was they use radio when they carry also people will start hey. That was but the important thing I want Nigerians to listen is this. Some people will come and say they are destroying their cars. Some people will come and say they are burning their cars. That has no meaning. Now, the lesson Nigeria have to learn is this. By 11th March, we had a problem. What is the problem? 11th March, you come out to see the present House of Assembly members, they now killed 4th year of government, which is local government autonomy. Now, it is not left for all Nigerians who, like our own, AROCHUKWU to Ohofia, AROCHUKWU going to beat them. The roads have not been repaired. So the roads have not been consulted since the Civil War up to today. Look at the time the Civil War ended. So I would advise people that all those areas within your place, come out on the 11th, carry your voter's card, go and vote the governor that will conduct what we call real local government election and bring in real chairmen and councillors of their state. So that you have the development. But if you sit down and start carrying social media, all this Facebook, all this advertisement, look, I used to tell people that Every time I talk, I make use of talking. When the talking story is going on, people thought it was a joke. Now, what is happening there now? Do they, I think people are there, they are tired of all this social media. So Nigerians will sit down.
Indeed.
Governor, go and vote the person that you are sure that know that will bring development. Don't listen to propaganda. If you listen to it is so what is annoying me is that 80% of this propaganda and the social media are being used by just youth and the people there. And the same youth and the people clamoring to lead Nigeria to the greener pasture. And the same youth are being used. At least, I don't know what is wrong with Nigerian youth.
Well, it's
Honestly,
really
if you call
indeed. Sorry for interrupting you, but yes, thank you very much. And as he said, what he was implying in there, even if he didn't say it expressly, and there are aspects in which he did, is that, look, just close your eyes to any parochial sentiment, vote for competency, somebody who will do that which is needed. He was saying vote for people who you know or can trust to conduct local council elections, for instance, because that's the, you know.
that's one tier of governance that is dead, almost dead. And the president of Nigeria has done almost everything, including Executive Order 10, including, you know, the matter has gone to court, and a lot of instances like that, just to see that tier of governance is still there. A lot of things are not proper, which is why I said the other time that the first thing Asiwaju must even do is to plan, just like he did in Lagos. What do we want to do about this issue? We've tried several times. As I'm talking to you, you know, this last amendment to the Constitution, those provisions did not come back approved by the State Houses of Assembly under Section 9 of the Constitution. You know, apart from amending in the National Assembly, that is the Senate and House of Reps, you must have 2/3 of the states also confirming that position. It did not come back positive. So, meaning all provisions that has to do with women that the National Assembly sent to the states did not come back. All provisions that has to do with local government autonomy. Why is local government not running? Why does money get under Section 162 of the Constitution to the states and the money disappears?
Okay. One moment, please. Hello, AISHA in the UK. Good morning.
Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Good morning, ma'am.
Uncle Yori, I want to say that the last caller, Mr. OKOROAFOR, or is it Chief OKOROAFOR?
Mazi
I want
OKOROAFOR.
to buttress his, Mazi OKOROAFOR. I want to buttress on his point, which he raised is a very, very important point. The thing is this. If you look at the youth on the media, the social media, all these fake news and you'll be wondering, are these the people that are clamoring to rule the nation? Are these the category of people, these are the generation of people that we want to live in a nation of over how many billions or millions of people in their hands, that have no control over their words? You don't sit down and, you know, start generating fake news, fake stories, castigating people. They are supposed to be using this social media to even improve the society, improve on themselves. I was telling my husband some days ago that we are complaining China, you know, and put laws to you know, restrict social media. As a matter of fact, I think they've done well by doing that. Look at the consequence of living our own unattended to, unrestricted. Look at how people just come. The other day, I turned on YouTube. I saw a woman that is old enough to be my grandmother. I'm 43. But you find this tight wrapper on her chest. I was seeing no manner of rubbish about Lagos State. Lagos belongs to Igbo. Lagos this. Lagos that. These are the people that are supposed to be even guiding the youth.
Indeed. All right, then. Well, thank you.
Saw it.
I know it can be exasperating. Thank you very much for calling in, AISHA. You know, now, we talked about this because it is a very topical matter. But in terms of talking about methods and deliverables, well, the methods you've spoken about that a bit. Deliverables, it's also in his campaign. Of course, Nigeria is not Lagos. Neither is Lagos Nigeria. But there's a template. You have a very, very good idea of what, you know, the objective would be to to put all over the country according, one size doesn't fit all,
Yes.
according to the environment concerned. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as the president, has said that he's going to bring meaningful development that is discernible in no long time. In fact, people are even saying, I think people have been studying him and have said, even there's a plan for the 100 days. there's a plan for, by 100 days, this needs to have been done.
He's going to hit the ground running. That is one thing I can say. I haven't worked with him, and knowing him, he's going to hit the ground running because he has not only planned. Don't forget that he said it's his lifelong ambition,
Yes.
and it's not just for fun, because he has seen at close quarters how governance has panned out at the state level, and he has also related with people at the federal level. Yes, I agree with you, state government is different from federal government. It's a lot different. Lagos is just one state, of course, a very significant state out of 36 states. But if you plan, if you really desire to be president for genuine reasons, and you have planned well what you intend to do when you get there, he has a clear mind what he's going to do when it comes to foreign relations. He has a clear mind what he's going to do when it comes to oil and gas, which he has even said yes, it will still be the main source of revenue generation for the time being.
while.
But at the same time, we must try and have alternatives by looking at by developing the youth, ICT, and looking at industries.
I think Asiwaju
And
is
looking
the
at infrastructure, continuing where the president has left in the area of infrastructure. You cannot develop industries without developing infrastructure. You must have uninterruptible power supply. And he's going to work on that. It's going to be, and like I said, trust me, he's not just somebody that thinks, he's somebody that ensures that once he has put the thoughts in black and white, he does not keep it in his drawer. He implements, he executes.
Mr. Adeboye in Akoka, Lagos, good morning to you, sir. Thank you for holding on. Well, I lost that one as well. You know, you were saying that, you know, first of all, his work method, he arrives at this decision not by himself, you know, hidden away in certain corners. No, he works as a team. But once it has been reduced to, you know, to a communique or a memo or whatever, it has been set down in black and white, then there's a relentless pursuit
to ensure that it's implemented.
Those agreements.
And like I said, it's important that I mention this. He always says my team and I. And a lot of times he delegates, because a man cannot do it himself and all the time. We are going to see a mixed grill of government. Old people, young people, men, women, politicians, technocrats, bureaucrats. It's going to be a mixed grill, an interesting Federal Executive Council.
Indeed.
An interesting Federal Executive Council.
Talking a bit about that, about the man Tinubu, reconciliation is also very important. He's already extended public invitations to his co-contestants in the presidential race. Come, let's do this together. It's ours. It's not as if it's mine or anything like that.
And if you know him very well, that has always been his character. He hardly has enemies. He's always resolving conflicts. Conflict resolution is very important when it comes to politicking and governance. So I can assure you that he's going to work with people with a view to ensuring that the deliverables are there. He's not asking, and the first thing he did when he was elected is to wave the olive branch, to say, hey, election has been won and lost, let's work together. He has not asked for unity governments. That's one thing about him. He believes there must be opposition. He does not mind people to criticize his government, as long as it's constructive, productive criticism. You know, don't just criticize for criticizing's sake. He does not mind. He also had the opportunity of serving in Jonathan's government, don't forget. But he refused. He could have picked any cabinet. He said, no. Let us be opposition to you, Mr. President. Let us be opposition to you.
That's the man, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Well, we've run out of time because, as our people say in the Yoruba language, we could do this till tomorrow. But I want to thank you very much, Senator Babajide Omoworare, Senior Special Assistant to the President.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Indeed.